After retirement, you might think friendships are essential to your happiness. But here's the surprising truth. You don't need any friends at all to live a fulfilling life. Retirement is a unique phase where priorities shift, relationships evolve, and true contentment often comes from simplicity, not social obligations. In this video, we'll uncover why letting go of the need for friends can lead to freedom and peace. We'll explore real-life stories, valuable insights, and practical steps to embrace solitude without feeling lonely. If you're tired of chasing connections that drain your energy or maintaining relationships out of obligation, this is for you. Stick around and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more wisdom about living your best life after retirement. Let's dive into the truth that could change the way you see your golden years forever. 1. The essence of retirement. Retirement marks a new chapter, a chance to embrace life without the weight of past obligations. After decades of work, family, and friendships, it's natural to feel uncertain. But retirement offers the freedom to let go of unnecessary burdens and rediscover what truly matters. As time passes, priorities shift. What once felt essential may no longer hold value. This isn't a loss, it's growth. Retirement is about walking forward lightly, focusing on what brings you joy. It's freeing to no longer feel pressured to meet others' expectations or maintain outdated connections. This phase is an opportunity to reshape your life around your current values. Spend more time with loved ones, dive into hobbies, or savor quiet moments. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning relationships, it's about carrying forward only what aligns with your energy and joy. Embrace this chapter as a time to live authentically. Focus on what truly matters now and let everything else fall into place. Retirement is your time to thrive, not just survive. Stay with us as we explore how to make this journey fulfilling and meaningful. 2. The cost of maintaining friendships. Retirement brings clarity. One of the most surprising realizations is this: not all friendships are worth maintaining. As you step into this new phase of life, you'll see that keeping up with every relationship can feel more like a burden than a blessing. It's not selfish, it's practical. Friendships, like all things, require effort. Meeting friends, staying in touch, giving gifts. These are all investments of time, energy, and resources. In retirement, your time is precious, and it's okay to prioritize where and how you spend it. Some friendships add value to your life, while others, unfortunately, drain it. It's essential to distinguish between the two. Consider this: how many of your friendships are rooted in shared history rather than shared values? Are you holding on because of loyalty, or because these relationships still bring you joy? Retirement gives you permission to step back and reevaluate. It's not about cutting ties abruptly, it's about understanding which connections truly matter. There's wisdom in letting go of relationships that no longer align with your current life. This doesn't mean severing ties out of bitterness. Instead, it's about gently releasing those bonds that no longer serve both sides equally. When you prioritize the right relationships, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and open the door to more meaningful connections. Let's not forget, the dynamics of friendships change with age. Those who used to depend on your generosity might now see you differently. Visiting too often, for example, can shift from being welcomed to being seen as inconvenient. It's a tough truth, but understanding it helps protect your peace. So how do you move forward? Focus on quality, not quantity. Spend your energy nurturing the few relationships that truly matter, those that bring joy, laughter, and mutual respect. Let go of guilt over friendships that no longer fit. In retirement, your well-being comes first. Remember, the friendships that are meant to stay will naturally thrive, and the rest, let them drift away with gratitude for the memories they gave you. 3. Shifting dynamics in relationships. One of the most unexpected truths about retirement is how much relationships change. The bonds that once seemed unshakable can begin to fade, and the dynamics between you and others may shift dramatically. This isn't a failure, it's a natural part of life. When you retire, you might notice that people treat you differently. Colleagues who once respected your position may become distant. Friends who relied on your support may no longer seem as eager to connect. These changes can feel unsettling, but they're rooted in a simple truth. Relationships often reflect circumstances rather than true connection. In your working years, many relationships were built around mutual benefits: your role, your influence, or your ability to provide support. Once those factors change, the nature of those connections often changes too. This realization isn't meant to dishearten you. Instead, it's an opportunity to focus on authenticity. Ask yourself, who are the people who value you for who you are, not what you can provide? Retirement gives you the freedom to invest in those relationships while letting go of others that were never truly mutual. It's a time to prioritize meaningful connections over maintaining appearances. Here's an important lesson: don't cling to relationships out of habit. Visiting people who no longer welcome you or trying to maintain ties with those who don't reciprocate only drains your energy. Instead, redirect that energy toward the relationships that uplift and energize you. Let's not ignore the impact of shifting dynamics. For many, the realization that some relationships were transactional can feel painful, but it's also freeing. When you stop seeking validation from others, you create space for genuine peace. Retirement is a chance to redefine how you connect with others. By focusing on the relationships that truly matter and gracefully releasing those that don't, you'll find more clarity and fulfillment. This is your time to nurture connections that align with your values and enrich your life, not just your calendar. 4. The reality of social and professional status. Retirement has a way of revealing truths about the social and professional roles we've played throughout life. It's a humbling yet liberating realization. The influence and status you once held may fade, but this change can open the door to deeper, more authentic living. During your working years, your position often defined how others treated you. Colleagues, neighbors, and even friends may have shown respect because of the role you held. But once you retire, those formalities often vanish. Some people may no longer seek your company, and others might even treat you as less significant. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's also a chance to see the reality of your relationships. For instance, think about professional gatherings. When you were at the peak of your career, people likely valued your opinions and sought your approval. But in retirement, you may notice fewer invitations and less acknowledgement. It's not that you've lost value as a person, it's that the external markers of success are no longer part of the equation. This shift can be disheartening at first, but it's also empowering. Retirement strips away the superficial layers, leaving room for genuine connections and self-reflection. You're no longer bound by the expectations of a title or a role. You can finally focus on being yourself without the pressures of maintaining an image. It's also essential to recognize that some relationships may have been transactional. People who once celebrated your successes or depended on your influence might now seem distant. Rather than dwelling on this loss, see it as an opportunity to invest in relationships that truly matter, those built on mutual respect and understanding. Retirement is about moving from external validation to internal fulfillment. It's a time to embrace your worth beyond titles, positions, or social status. By letting go of the need to please or prove yourself, you'll discover the freedom to live authentically. Remember, your value isn't tied to what you do, but to who you are. 5. Family as the core focus. In retirement, one truth becomes clear: family is your anchor. While friendships may fade and professional ties dissolve, your family remains a constant source of connection and meaning. This is your opportunity to shift focus and build deeper bonds with those who matter most. Let's face it, retirement is a major transition. It's natural to feel a void when the routines of work and social obligations are gone. But instead of seeking to fill that space with fleeting friendships, why not invest in the relationships that truly enrich your life? Family offers a sense of belonging that no social circle can replicate. This doesn't mean you have to depend entirely on your family or expect them to meet all your emotional needs. Rather, it's about nurturing the connections you share and finding joy in simple moments. Whether it's helping raise grandchildren, sharing meals, or simply being present, these interactions create memories that last a lifetime. But what if your family isn't nearby or your relationships with them are complicated? This is where you can redefine what family means. Sometimes, family includes the people who support you unconditionally. whether they're related by blood or not. It's about surrounding yourself with those who care for you sincerely. Retirement also gives you the freedom to choose how much you give. In the past, you might have felt pressure to help others out of obligation. Now you can contribute in ways that feel meaningful, whether it's offering wisdom, emotional support, or simply being there as a loving presence. Finally, remember that family life doesn't need to be perfect to be fulfilling. Like any relationship, it takes effort, patience, and understanding. The beauty of retirement is that it allows you the time to nurture these bonds without the distractions of work or societal expectations. By prioritizing family, you create a foundation of love and support that makes this stage of life truly rewarding. It's not about having everyone around all the time, it's about cherishing the moments you do have together. 6. Reduced expectations and embracing solitude. As you retire, one of the most liberating lessons is this: reducing expectations leads to greater peace. For years, you may have depended on friendships or external validation to feel connected. But in retirement, you discover that true fulfillment comes from within, not from the approval of others. Here's the hard truth: not everyone you consider a friend will stay in your life. Some connections fade naturally, while others may prove to have been more superficial than you realized. Instead of clinging to these relationships, let them go with gratitude. By lowering your expectations of others, you free yourself from disappointment. Solitude often gets a bad reputation, but it's not something to fear. In fact, embracing solitude can be incredibly enriching. It's a chance to reconnect with yourself, explore your passions, and find joy in the simplicity of life. This isn't loneliness, it's independence. It's learning to enjoy your own company and appreciating the quiet moments that allow for self-reflection and growth. Think of this time as a gift. Without the pressure to maintain a busy social life, you can focus on what truly matters. Whether it's picking up a hobby you've always wanted to try, spending time in nature, or deepening your relationship with family, you now have the freedom to prioritize yourself. You might worry that pulling back from social obligations will isolate you, but the opposite is often true. By removing the weight of unmet expectations, you'll find that the relationships that matter most, the ones built on mutual respect and understanding, will naturally thrive. Retirement isn't about loneliness or isolation. It's about reclaiming your time and energy. It's about learning that you don't need others to validate your worth. By embracing solitude, you'll discover an inner peace that no social connection can provide. And with this peace comes a renewed sense of purpose and joy. So don't fear solitude. Welcome it as a chance to rediscover who you truly are. 7. Avoid unrealistic comparisons. Retirement is a time to focus on your own path, yet it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others. You might hear about someone who started a new business at 65 or another who became a best-selling author after 70. While these stories are inspiring, they don't have to define your journey. Here's the truth: most of these success stories are exceptions, not the rule. Chasing unrealistic comparisons can lead to frustration and rob you of the joy that retirement should bring. Instead, think about what makes you happy. What brings peace and fulfillment to your unique life? It's natural to admire others, but don't let their achievements make you feel inadequate. Your retirement is not a competition. It's your time to rest, reflect, and pursue what truly matters to you, without the pressure to live up to someone else's story. Ask yourself, what are the small joys you've always longed for but never had time to enjoy? Maybe it's gardening, reading, or simply spending unhurried days with your family. These activities might not make headlines, but they can bring you immense happiness. It's also worth remembering that success doesn't always mean recognition. Many retirees find purpose in volunteering, mentoring, or quietly contributing to their communities. These acts of kindness may not go viral, but they create a real, lasting impact. Letting go of unrealistic expectations doesn't mean giving up. It means focusing on goals that resonate with your values and energy levels. It means appreciating the life you've built and finding contentment in the simplicity of your days. Your retirement is a chapter to be written by you and no one else. By resisting the urge to compare, you'll free yourself from unnecessary pressure and open the door to authentic happiness. This is your time to thrive in your own way. Celebrate it, Embrace it and let the rest fall away. 8. Practical financial wisdom in retirement. One of the most important lessons in retirement is learning how to manage your resources wisely. After years of hard work, it's tempting to share your wealth freely, especially with family or close friends. But here's a reality check. Your financial stability is the foundation of your peace of mind. It's okay to prioritize yourself. As you age, your income sources may become more fixed. You may have a pension, savings, or investments, but these are not unlimited. Supporting adult children or relatives out of guilt or obligation can drain your resources faster than you realize. While it's natural to want to help, it's vital to set boundaries. Financial independence is not just about you. It's also a way to ensure you're not a burden on others later in life. Think about this. If your children or relatives are capable, isn't it more valuable to teach them independence? Offering a loan rather than a gift, or encouraging them to solve problems on their own, can foster growth and resilience. You're not abandoning them, you're empowering them. Another common trap in retirement is overspending on things that don't truly enhance your life. For instance, you might feel pressured to keep up appearances with lavish gifts or frequent trips just to maintain relationships. But true connections don't require expensive gestures. A simple visit, a heartfelt conversation, or a shared meal can mean much more. Here's a practical tip. Create a budget that aligns with your new lifestyle. Focus on experiences and items that bring you joy and improve your quality of life, like hobbies, health, or meaningful travel. Don't feel guilty about saying no to unnecessary expenses, even when it involves loved ones. By managing your finances with intention, you can enjoy retirement without stress or regret. Remember, your resources are a tool for living a fulfilling life, not a means to buy approval or maintain outdated obligations. Prioritize wisely, and you'll create a future filled with peace and stability. 9. Redefining purpose in retirement. Retirement is a blank canvas, offering you the freedom to redefine your purpose. After decades of working and fulfilling obligations, this is your time to choose what truly brings you joy and meaning. But here's the key. Let go of the pressure to achieve or compete. Instead, focus on what makes life fulfilling for you. Many retirees feel the urge to recreate the sense of purpose they had during their working years. You might think about going back to your old career or diving into a new venture. While it's tempting, this path can often lead to frustration. Why? Because the dynamics have changed, the world moves fast, and the expectations you once met might no longer align with your energy or interests. Instead of chasing achievements, think about what brings you inner peace. It could be something as simple as gardening, painting, or even walking in nature. These aren't just hobbies, they're pathways to fulfillment without the stress of deadlines or competition. Remember, purpose doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful. Volunteering in your community, mentoring young people, or even sharing your wisdom with loved ones can create a deep sense of accomplishment. The key is to focus on what feels right for you, not what society says you should do. Retirement also allows you to explore interests you've always been curious about. Maybe you've wanted to learn a musical instrument, pick up photography, or write your life story. These pursuits don't have to lead to recognition or profit. Their value lies in the joy and satisfaction they bring to your daily life. Letting go of external validation frees you to live authentically. In this chapter, your purpose is defined by you and no one else. Embrace this time to explore, create, and connect in ways that align with your heart. By doing so, you'll find that your days are not just filled, they're enriched. This is your moment to thrive, one meaningful step at a time. 10. The philosophy of aging gracefully. As retirement unfolds, one of the most powerful lessons you'll learn is how to age gracefully. Society often pushes us to chase youth or hold on to old achievements. But there's beauty in embracing the natural progression of life. By letting go of self-imposed deadlines and the urge to please everyone, you open yourself to a more peaceful, enriching existence. Growing older doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. It means living each day in harmony with your current reality. Instead of measuring yourself against the expectations of your younger years, recognize the wisdom and insight you've gained. The experiences that shaped you can now guide others. whether it's through stories, advice, or simply being a comforting presence. At this stage, your physical energy may fluctuate, and that's okay. Rather than feeling guilty about slowing down, treasure the opportunity to move at a pace that suits you. Enjoy simple pleasures, a leisurely walk, a quiet afternoon reading, or an unhurried chat with family. These moments become profound when you're not rushing to meet external demands. Don't let the fear of irrelevance push you to overextend yourself. You're not obligated to remain the center of attention, and that can be liberating. Aging gracefully involves finding fulfillment in subtle ways, like being there for your grandchildren, sharing laughter with neighbors, or discovering new hobbies purely for the joy they bring. In this chapter, gratitude can be a powerful ally. Reflect on the decades behind you and the lessons learned along the way. Each hardship overcame and every triumph celebrated adds a layer of richness to your character. Gratitude transforms aging from something to dread into a journey to appreciate. Above all, remember that there's no perfect formula for aging gracefully. It's a personal process shaped by your choices and values. By embracing who you are today, with all your strengths and limitations, you'll find a sense of peace that no external validation can replace. This is your time to shine in your own way, calmly, purposefully, and wholeheartedly. In conclusion, retirement is a transformative journey, a time to embrace change, redefine priorities, and focus on what truly brings peace and fulfillment. Letting go of superficial friendships, unrealistic expectations, and the pressures of maintaining status allows you to live authentically. Instead, nurturing family connections, finding joy in solitude, and aligning with your personal values lead to a more enriching and meaningful life. Remember, retirement is not about isolation, it's about freedom. Freedom to explore, grow, and thrive in your own unique way. By embracing this stage with an open heart, you'll discover the true beauty of living life on your terms. What about your experience? Have you found peace in redefining relationships or focusing inward during retirement? Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. Share your thoughts, challenges, and triumphs. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content to inspire and guide your journey. Together, let's make retirement the best chapter yet.